Hey there Exofighters, it's Haz here, and today I'm back with some more advanced exosuit guides, more specifically for another assault, our sniper Vigilant. Hope these early guides have been helpful, but remember, if you're looking for basic introduction for all exosuits, I recommend checking out the Ultimate Exosuit Guide first, as it will showcase you all the abilities and how they work. But in this video, as per usual, we will instead focus only on the core mechanics and advanced tricks you should know about, all the exosuit exclusive modules and how they work, plus my builds I use and I recommend for others as well, both for PvP and PvE. For the other exosuits, if you're looking for more guides, subscribe and check out the rest of the channel, as I'm fully covering Exoprimal. But with that out of the way, let's get started, shall we? Vigilant is a stereotype sniper exosuit with fairly simple mechanics overall that I think everyone will immediately understand, so they don't have as many core mechanics or abilities we need to clarify or talk about, so let's just go through how their railgun works first. To understand the best way to damage with Vigilant, you need to fully understand how the railgun and its charge system operates, as it has 3 different firing modes you can swap between. First is your default firing, which fires 3 bullets in a quick burst, which is your lowest overall damage output most of the time, but I think it has its uses, especially in PvE, as when you're surrounded by a horde of raptors, this can be an okay tool to use. Your second type of fire is your uncharged sniper shots, when the white arrows aren't fully loaded, which deals moderate amount of damage but consumes only 1 bullet that also pierces through enemies. Good for when you just want to poke targets and you don't have time to fully charge. And your third type of fire is when you fully charge your railgun to either level 2 or level 3, depending on your modules, which will consume a lot more ammunition with the minimum of 5, but will result in a massive damage boost for the purposes of quick burst damage and excellent PvP sniping. Another core mechanic that is worth mentioning is your Frostlock ability, as it also quite misunderstood how it works and it has extra uses. By default, you can shoot Frostlock and it will pierce through targets and freeze anyone it touches, allowing you to shoot them for free. Easy, right? But Frostlock's main use is actually to be a trap, as you can shoot Frostlock against an object or the ground, and if someone walks into it, they will also freeze, allowing you to lock down certain positions on the map, like an enemy sniper spot. Additionally, this is the most important part, Frostlock can be shot for an extra icy explosion that deals a decent amount of damage, but also explodes in a large radius and freezes everyone around it, which is the best method if you want to freeze enemy exofighters, as you can set up traps on certain walls, and by shooting the Frostlock it will activate the trap and give your team a good opportunity. Frostlock is a slow projectile but has a very nice range. It hits the 100-meter target board easily, but only goes as far as around 150 meters overall, which is still more than enough on most maps, I believe. Let's look at Vigilant's exclusive modules. Their first is between Charge Linker and Charge Enhancer, which, like in previous cases, I would say is a clear PvP versus PvE choice, as I don't see much use of Charge Enhancer in PvE modes. Charge Enhancer gives you a 3rd level of your railgun, which is the same level I believe that your overdrive gives you, and while it charges up longer, it gives you a really nice big sniper shot that allows you to 2-shot most exosuits. The problem with this module is that apart from the PvP sniping, in PvE this is mainly a damage loss, as you really don't have that much free time to charge further, and you could instead continuously shoot, which is going to be better damage, but I'll talk about it in just a bit. Opposite of that is Charge Linker, which is a module which gives you free level 2 charge every time you critically hit, but not twice in a row. So basically it can give you a double charge shot for fast damage output, or you can also just keep shooting continuously and every second shot of yours will be an instant charge in case you hit a weak spot. One tip for this module is that do not even try to play with this module before it reaches level 5, as the lower level charge speed reduction is absolute garbage and will only give you terrible first impression of this module, so make sure to level it up to 5 and only then use it. Before that, it's just frankly terrible. So I've done some tests, and to sum it up, your lowest possible DPS you can do in case you always critically hit is Charge Enhancer, with then the second place being if you keep shooting the head with Charge Linker and every second shot is a charge shot. This is also your most ammo efficient method if you wish to reload less often, and your best damage is if you only shoot level 2 charges and use Charge Linker for the free charge shots. The test was done on the PvP target dummies, but I found similar results for dinosaurs, but with even more gap between these options. All in all, I would say Charge Enhancer if you want big bursts in PvP, and Charge Linker for overall more sustained damage output. For a second category, we choose between Finishing Streak versus Frostbite, which is mostly a choice between more horde clearing or single target and PvP. Finishing Streak is a weird ability, I think, and I personally think it will need some balancing because I'm not sure I would ever want to really use it in its current state. It allows your Stinger Shot now to deal critical damage upon hitting weak spots, which is a really nice boost of 50% more damage, but the main feature of this module is that if you kill a target with Stinger Shot, depending on what you killed, it will reduce the cooldown of the ability. I've done many tests, and it seems exosuits and all special dinosaurs from even a Paki gives you 75% cooldown reduction if you kill them, and small dinosaurs give you around half a second reduction per small dinosaur killed, but this is quite inconsistent. This is not a bad ability honestly, but I find it ultra niche, as in PvP, if you were to finish off a player, I think you would rather go for the faster headshot route, and in PvE, if you want to kill a larger dinosaur, there wouldn't be too many small dinosaurs nearby to fully benefit from Stinger Shot, so my conclusion is that this is a niche horde clearing module, but I'm not sure if I would pick it over Frostbite. I might just bring a cannon rig instead. Frostbite as the second module increases the damage of your Frostlocks hit or explosion damage. I found this a bit negligible, but most importantly it gives you a second charge of Frostlock, so now you can shoot 2 of them at the same time, which will give you one of the best utilities Vigilant can offer, at least in PvE, since most large dinosaurs will be frozen from 2 Frostlocks, so it will give excellent crowd control ability when you need it, or when you want to extend dinosaurs' downtime when they're toppled. Additionally, it's also a great tool for PvP for anything melee, but it also freezes hordes really nicely if hit from above, and as I said at the start, it's also another charge to play around with Frostlock's strap features and use them for teamfights. All in all, I just feel while Stinger Shot yes is stronger than Cannon, the Cannon rig can give you most of the benefits of it, and the stun from Frostlock is just too good to give up in exchange. In fact, I would say Frostbite is a mandatory pick for Vigilant. For our last picks, it is between Floating Volt and Freezing Volt, a choice between more damage or a bit more defense, but I personally think both of them are rather weaker choices, so I tend to choose a universal module here. Floating Volt increases your time in the air after your double jump and gives you around 20% damage boost for your shots. Now this module is good if you need extra damage, but I think the duration is just too short of only 4 seconds. I can see it being great combo together with Finishing Streak to deal even more critical damage and then reset your cooldown. But again, I think aiming with this is really hard, and in PvP especially, it will make you a much easier target to shoot at, so there's also that. I personally feel that this isn't that great of a choice. Alternatively, you have Freezing Volt, which is a defensive tool that freezes enemies around you when you jump up. I've tested this and it does not count as a Frostlock, so you cannot jump in the air and combo it with Frostlock to freeze large dinosaurs sadly, but it does work against small dinosaurs and exosuits, though for a very short duration. A cool combo I found here is that if you use Freezing Volt, then shoot a Frostlock next to them, you can time your shots to double freeze the enemy exosuit and finish them off with your snipes, so this can be a very nice trap in PvP for melee exosuits. In PvE it's not bad, it mostly gives you an additional layer of defense against hordes, which do get significantly scarier as you reach higher level missions. So those are Vigilance modules, let's take a look at the builds. For PvE, I like to take Charge Linker for the best damage output overall you can choose from, Frostbite to get another charge of Frostlock and so I can freeze all the large dinosaurs when I wish to, and I take High Soul Compression module to get use out of the passive regeneration on my overdrive, since Vigilant is a slow shooting exosuit. If I need better horde clearing or it's a boss wave, I change between cannon or drill, and for me that works fine so I don't really miss out on Finishing Streak. For PvP I really like Charge Enhancer for that big snipe damage when I'm dueling or I want to take out a tank. I still take Frostbite as I think it's just superior to have another charge of Frostlock for multiple reasons, and I take Freezing Volt here for the defense and the melee combo that I showed earlier, but if I were to substitute any of them, it would be Freezing Volt for some other utility. For rigs in PvP it really depends on what you're fighting against, so I always just recommend getting used to swapping rigs on the go, depending on the situation, and you'll find that your gameplay will be much smoother. But that is it for our advanced Vigilant Exosuit guide everyone. Hope I managed to show some new tech and combos for Vigilant, but even if not, I hope it was a good showcase to show more accurate numbers and stats on their modules. Since the game is still fresh, if you have additional tips I might have missed or maybe I made a mistake, make sure to leave a comment so I can fix it in a future guide or something, but if you have questions, also don't hesitate to ask. Let me know which exosuit I should go for next, but we're getting close to doing all of them by now. Incredibly grateful for all the support of Exoprimal, you're all the best. But for now, thank you for watching everyone, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.